Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz, Shauketaly.
And a very good evening to you and welcome to Newsline Live. We're broadcasting, as we almost always do, from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo, and with the economy on most people's mind. That is exactly what Newsline Live is proposing to discuss this evening. We've got you might think, an unusual guest for this subject, but the manner in which he has expressed his thought process on the economy has led us to believe that we must give him the opportunity to be heard. He's right here with us, Mr. Azath Salley. Very good evening to you, Mr. Azath Salley.
Very good evening, Faraz.
Mr. Salley, when you spoke to us, you expressed great disappointment and worry, concern really, at the state of the economy. What led you to that? Was it the ratings or?
Faraz, before I come to rating, I would like to say that the government has now decided to give 6 months visa for tourists to come in and also for investors to come. Who is the investor who is going to come into this country when you see the rating of Sri Lanka? What is the real situation of the economy? Second, when there is visa given, and when will people come into this country, suppose somebody dies, he will be cremated.
Right.
That's the biggest problem that they are going to face, right? So that fear psychosis is there in the mindset, and also the big spenders are the Arabs. So you expect Arabs to come here for 6 months, spend their money, buy things over, invest in this country, will not take place because they will fear coming to the country, because worldwide it has gone with the 20 days baby being cremated. Right? That's the curse on this government, number one. Number two is, when you talk of rating, you know the S&P, you know the Moody's, you know the Fitch. Right?
Ratings,
These are the Fitch. These are the three companies that are recognized, well-recognized companies that do rating. Now repeatedly these agencies have put Sri Lanka to CCC plus.
Yeah.
Right? So when
Which is, for the uninitiated, it is a very risky situation.
Very risky. So who is the investor who is going to come and invest in the country when our rating is so low? Right? So where it's high risk investment, no, for them. As far as they are concerned, it is a high risk thing. And then unusually, this is known as junk bonds.
Yeah, the common term is
Junk bonds.
Yeah.
So junk bonds. All these imply that this is useless. So how do we come out of this mess?
Yeah.
Right? This mess was created when they came to power. Originally when they came to power, they reduced all these taxes only to satisfy the 6.9 million voters. The so-called 6.9 million voters. But what happened? Now, if for instance, if you say, last week, the sugar duty from 50 rupees was brought down to 25 cents.
Yes.
Whom did it benefit? Right? Unless you have the duties on, you can't run a country.
You need the revenue.
You need that. Without revenue, what are you going to say? How are you going to spend money? From where are you going to bring money? You can't bring anywhere. Can you go to the IMF? It's better you go to Golfes and hang yourself than going into IMF, because you know IMF can work with the UNP government, not with the government that came up with all these proposals, be Sri Lankan, buy Sri Lankan, the Indian method of governing, right? Be Sri Lankan, buy Sri Lankan, one country, one law. All these are being just only spoken of. But where is the implementation? Now see, this government came in November. From that time to today, the whole country is closed down, right?
Yes. To be fair, though, they wouldn't have expected that.
Nobody expected. This is not a pandemic.
Yeah.
That is only in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
We have to accept that.
Yeah.
See, Faraz, I am for a moment not here to speak politics. I am only interested in to see my country, right? How this country is, what this country is, what are we going to do? But our problem is, for us, that we don't have a proper mechanism and proper vision as to what we are going to do, right? That is the problem, right? Ballage වැඩි බූරුව කරනවා. If you take the economy also, it is Ballagavadu Poorakar now see, even if you take the ministries. Now for instance, see what a comedy is this health minister. She is drinking that penny. Huh? Today people are saying it is another, I don't want to mention the name of a TV station.
Yeah.
They say
Yeah.
that station's penny.
Yeah.
Right? Why do they say that? Because they have made all of us a fool. And for a government to recognize, leaving all the leaving all the medical scientists and all these people, Ayurvedic people, suddenly go into one person and they start drinking. From the top to bottom, everybody started drinking in the government. Now, people are saying it is poison. Because you and I know, in the Bisani, you don't put hot water. When you add hot water itself, it turns to be poison. So, we will leave that aside.
Yeah.
So, that's why I'm saying they have mixed up their priorities.
I think the point to make here is that the Sri Lanka medical professionals have said that we mustn't experiment with home sort of medicines because we must leave it for the proper authorities to test it and pass it professionally.
See, when are we going to be independent? When are we going to be democratic? When are we going to be neutral to everybody or look everybody alike? Right? You know, when you want to import a medicine for us, it takes you ages for the medical council to give you an approval. Even if you have to set up something also in this country, it takes ages for you to give approval. But how suddenly some things are happening because they are with the government and they are helping the government. So these type of things are only happening for us. Then the sugar benefit. Now, as I told you, Faraz,
but that's just an example of raising
one
revenue.
such example of how they are bringing down the economy, right? How they are not taking taxes. Without money, you cannot run a country. Now, if you take the salaries of people, right? You must have your check and balances, no? Today you don't have that, no? From where you are going to bring money? Can you every day? Now see, the Vedas are going to come to the streets. So many 1,000 acres of their areas also been sold to 16 companies, it seems, according to your news yesterday. So this is the target of these people. How long they are going to exist is a big issue, right? The 6.9 million people expected this to go on, but not like this. Now, for us, if the private companies are suffering today, we can imagine how the country is suffering. You must understand that, no, every company has reduced staff by 50%. Most of them. Salaries by 50%. Everybody is having a hard time. But how the country is going to exist? If you take off all these taxes and all that, where is the revenue going to come from the country? How are you going to exist? Is a big question, no?
But Mr. Salley, just to play devil's advocate, if the government was to raise taxes, are you suggesting that they reverse the tax breaks that they came in with?
Definitely.
That's going to make them very unpopular.
That is the most important thing for us. That is, you want to be popular. That is your popular stunt that you did. Can you continue like that?
It's backfired now.
Now it has backfired. So you have to cut it where you have to cut it. You have to give in where you have to give in.
So to cut your losses,
you have to raise it when you have to raise it, because you can't be going. And you can't go on with your friends, with economy, right? How many friends can you help? Health sector you will give it to a friend, sugar factory you will give to a friend, right? Southeast, now you were talking of banning meat. Today you go and open South Asia's biggest meat exporting meat process. So what is your vision? Where is your vision and where is your mission?
So basically,
who is guiding you? Where is the Viet mother?
Do you? But if we keep it practical, what you're suggesting is that we must up our exports, we must increase revenue.
See, Faraz, even last time when I came on this program, I was talking to you about the 49 or 50 containers that was there of saffron. Right? Today, you and I can't buy saffron anywhere. No, saffron is not available. What is your plan? No, we want to grow. Well and good. I always told you, be Sri Lankan, buy Sri Lankan. Let us have our own production. But when will it come?
Yes, because it's not a short-term solution.
It's not so, because if you grow saffron, Faraz, the government and the president must understand that saffron, if you are going to get the proper production, you need 10 months. Only if saffron is grown for 10 months, that when you make it to powder, you get 1 kilo for 1 kilo. If not, if you take it in 6 months, 10 kilos you get 1 kilo. So you don't have production. So the other day, there was a media conference, they showed, today people are drinking poison, not saffron. All dye with various powder, and yellow dye is being put, and they showed on television. So you're virtually killing the people. So what we suggested was, you take the saffron, okay, you seize the containers, no problem. You seize all the 49 containers, bring it to CWE, tell CWE to sell it to the masses. At least people will have saffron for next 5 months. After 5 months, your production will be ready, stop the import. You must have educated people who can guide you. Where is the Vietmaga? Why aren't they opening their mouth and saying, without asking for umbrellas and torches and VIP lights to go around? No, this is not what you need.
Do you detect a sense of fear psychosis, this silence?
Not only that, sir, for us, the whole country is today silenced. Right? You can't go on the road, you see unused people. So there is people talking around in the market, be careful, be careful, be careful. That is intelligence officer, this is intelligence officer. That is one side of the story on the road. Second, you call. Faraz, now you must do one thing, Faraz. You must call SLT. You must call all the mobile phone users and ask them how much of revenue they have lost. Because Faraz, nobody is coming on a normal call on your mobile phone, no. Right? As you call them, hey, Majan, you keep the phone, can you come on WhatsApp? Right? Can you come on WhatsApp? Why? No, they are listening. For us in America, a president lost his job for listening to other people's conversation. What the hell is going wrong in this country? Why are people fearing so much? Democratically elected government means they must have the independence to talk. You must have the liberty to speak. You must have the liberty to go around. But all these are being curtailed, and your phone is being listened by some authority. What is the meaning of this? One lawyer was telling, you know how that person got caught? I asked, how? You know, this is what you spoke, madam. This is what he told you. That is why we were able to catch him. And a minister, former minister was caught even by using a WhatsApp call. So now your WhatsApp is trapped. Your normal phone is trapped. What do you speak? So now people are not wanting to go out of the houses for the fear their intelligence is all over.
Well, maybe,
number one.
Yeah.
Number two, they don't want to speak on the mobile phone because it is tapped. That will prove what I am saying is right or wrong if you will ask for dialogue, all the other companies. Mobitel, all the companies, 4 or 5 companies are there. Ask them whether their telephone revenue has come down or not. Yes, because others are going on internet. Viber, WhatsApp call is going on.
Perhaps their revenue from data use will be greater.
That's a different thing. What I want you to check is the telephone user.
Yeah.
You ask them from November to this time, how much of revenue they have lost on normal telephone calls? Why people are not using calls? Because somebody is listening to your calls.
Somebody is listening to your calls. Let's follow that up after this short break. Don't go away. This is Newsline Live. And do send your questions to 0772 300 305.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly. Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz, Shauketaly.
And welcome back to Newsline Live. We're in conversation with Mr. Azath Salley. Now, Mr. Salley, you want to correct something?
Yes, Faraz, I was talking about this saffron. It's not saffron, it's turmeric. Right?
Indeed.
That is
Yes.
yellow, the kaha.
Yes.
That is being
the
used
yellow
by,
powder.
yeah.
Yes. Okay,
Then,
good. Now then, we're trying to focus really on the economy. And you've been very clear that the government must raise revenue.
Faraz, fiscal consolidation
Yeah,
means to reduce the budget deficit.
yeah.
That's the most important thing that you must do. What is our budget deficit between income and expenditure? 1.5 trillion.
1.5 trillion.
Right?
Yes.
So how are we going to do it? Right? So we have to always ensure that we increase revenue. Without increasing revenue, how can you sort this out? You can't. So isn't there a group of professionals who can sit and do something? So we love the idea of being Sri Lankan, buy Sri Lankan, do Sri Lankan, everything is Sri Lankan, okay, we love it to do it. But how are you going to do it is a big question. So you have to get the best people to do it. You have to get the best professional to come. You can't get Viatmaga to do this, right? You have to get the best of people to come, even higher professionals who can guide the country better, right? All of us, we are not going to, for a moment, we are not talking politics here for us. We want and we love our country. We want our country to be number one, right? We are not dependent on anybody, right? We cannot be led by China, right? And we become enemies of most of the countries. Only to help China and India is not the solution to this problem, right? China will give you, but then they will make it a colony. This is the problem. Now, when a Chinese company is in Sri Lanka for us, keep this in mind, right? Everybody should know this. When a Chinese company is in this country, even the wheelbarrow is bought by the Chinese. The labor is bought from Chinese. But when you have other countries working, if you take the most important dams that are being built in this country, all Sri Lankans who are working in these dams, right? They were only coming as contractors. They were advising, and our locals were laborers. Local products were taken. But here, be Chinese, buy Chinese, be Sri Lankan, buy Chinese. That is the problem. So we have been allowing China to not only invade us, but China is only running our economy then. We have been ruined by China and India. We can't be going on like that. At least take, for example, these three companies that have put a rating on us.
Yeah.
Take it very seriously. CCC plus, it's very dangerous. High risk that we are taking.
Junk.
So it's a junk bond. So all of us, high time, or at least get the best private companies that are doing better in this country. Call them for a meeting. Ask them for their opinion. I know when the previous government was there, they bought Azath Salley from Singapore, I think.
Yes.
Get somebody like that. Tell them to advise you all, because you have only been an army colonel. Being an army colonel and president of a country is not going to help this country if you don't get advice. Right? You have to get intellectuals to come into the country and tell, at least divide it into 4 or 5 regions and tell each person to develop this. Get the private sector as party to the government, because they will love to advise the country, because it is their country. Everybody will support. We'll forget politics for a moment. We have to uphold that. We are Sri Lankans and we love our country. We must see that our economy does well.
What will all these people who believed in and who were moved by the tax cuts and the tax breaks, what will they say if the president was to reverse the decision now?
See, Faraz, reversing is a policy matter, because country can't lose, country can't suffer. So you have to reverse. Just to glorify or satisfy one individual who is your friend, or a company that is your friend, is not going to help anybody, because by that you are antagonizing the entire Sri Lankans, for that matter.
So you lose your elections anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you are coming for next, you are going to decide to have a provincial council election in the next 2 months.
But if
you are going for an election, people would like a stable country.
Do we really want a provincial council election now?
This is what they want, because they feel in another 3-4 months it will be worse than this. They know the scenario. So they want it hot with the corona. Now see, with the corona only they came to power now. Now before the corona ends, they want to go for another election also. Is that the reason? Because only then they can do what they want, no. See, the democracy is dead, no. There is no democracy here, no. That is why people are afraid to talk, right? Media is afraid to speak, right? The questioning has stopped.
Well, I'm going to have to stop you there and say to you, not Newsfirst.
No, that is why I'm talking, no. I'm talking here, no. I'm talking, media means you must understand that what I'm talking is the other media, because it is not talking, no. It is singing with them.
Right.
I'm talking here, no. So then there is no problem of MTV, Sirasa or Shakti. It is not that. But the other channels are in the country singing with the government. And especially now Christmas season, every Santa Claus will be coming all over now.
But we are singing with the people.
That is the most important thing. This is what people want. See, that is why the rating of Sirasa is this, or MTV is this, or TV1 is this, or Shakti is this. Why? Because people can get a balanced news. That is why they see you, right? This is what I'm saying. At least now, see, now for us, as I was talking to you, now can you get these so-called intellectuals who are writing to various things about this government and the economy? Nowadays, you can't get them to come for a program, no. They are fearing to come also, no, for us. It has gone to that level for us. Nobody wants to come to a TV show, nobody wants to speak on a telephone, nobody wants to use, somebody doesn't want to use a WhatsApp. Why is this? This is, I mean, ridiculous. I mean, we have never faced a situation like this.
Somebody is reminding you, Mr. Salley, that a lot of people are saying the same thing, and that we've got reserves of about 5 billion, and we need to pay around 5.9 billion in the next year. This
is what I'm saying, no, for us. We can't go for bankruptcy. If this continues, Sri Lanka will have to declare bankruptcy only. Nothing else.
We'll have
right?
sovereign default.
Exactly. So more and more lands have to be told. Even the President's Secretariat has to be sold. Now we sold, no, whether anybody liked it or not, right? See, if you must compare since independence. I think it's better, Sirasa, or you all start something. Just take a review of the whole Sri Lanka. How much of land we had? Which are the governments have sold lands, leased out lands, or given to friends and families? You must know, and the public must know this for us. Then only, because these 6.9 people were just hoodwinked. That is why they voted. Now they must know. You see, for the Adivasi Nayakya to come out, right, and say that land belonging them also have been taken, right? So this is the situation. Then before you conclude, I want to come to the most important topic. Is about this cremation and burial. Now, for a nice thing happened at Borala Kanath.
But before you go on that, can I just ask you, because several questions from viewers, that you're wearing a very colourful shirt, and we are wondering whether this is a shirt perhaps stitched in Sri Lanka.
No, Faraz, this I bought it in UK.
You did? But did you check the made in label?
I don't want to do it because I know it comes from Sri Lanka only.
Wonderful.
Well, we have all the potentials, no, Faraz. Even St. Michael's, right, earlier. Then you take Marks and Spencer's, right? All the best brands were done in Sri Lanka. That time only they were telling Mr. Premadasa, Jangimana garment factory. So that brought so much of revenue, so much of recognition around the world to Sri Lanka. Now what? Everything is going from Sri Lanka to Vietnam.
Right, so I'll let you carry on with your...
Right. Now for us, what I'm talking is, now something interesting you would have seen at Borala Kanath. The Sinhala, the Buddhist community, started to go and tie a white cloth on the gates of Kanath. You saw the right round, people were going in. I saw even Honorable Mangala Samaril, former minister, went and tied this thing for saying, stop forceful cremation. Forced cremation must be stopped. So that campaign was going on so well. Yesterday at 2 o'clock in the night, the police went and removed all that. Right. So now this forced cremation has come to a stage where the health ministry has informed the Colombo police morgue to stop cremating people now because there is 9 bodies more to be cremated. That they have put a stop because a 20 days baby was cremated. More than anything is, Maldives have come forward. We must thank the Maldivian government. You know, Faraz, their water bed is so very low, right? and such a small country, with all that, they are sinking, and still they have offered to take any dead bodies, COVID dead bodies, to Maldives for burial. Damn shame to the country, right? We have ills. If you are talking about waterbed and all that down, we have hills in the country. We can bury anywhere you want, right? There is no such problem, right? You can seal. Now, water tanks are on rooftops, right? On the first floor, you can see car parks down and swimming pool up. Yeah. All those are, they have done it in such a way there are no leaks. So if you say, if Mahinda Rajapaksa's committee is trying to say that this virus is going to stay for 34 days, it is so stupid. Who is the scientist who has proven this? Today, you have seen the best of virologists, Professor Tissavitarana. You have seen Malik Piris coming and say, he is the best of virologists in the world. He comes and says, virus does not stay in a dead body. What more do you want? What we are saying is burial must be allowed. That is the fundamental right that we have in the country, and that must continue.
If there's a will, there's a way?
Of course there is a will, there is a way.
Azath Salley.
This is just to hurt the minority Muslim community and the Christian community.
Very strong views. Mr. Azath Salley, thank you very much for being on Newsline Live. And that's the way it was. Thank you. It's now time for the primetime news from News First. Take care. Great evening ahead of you, and God bless you.